Hi. Well, I'm back with another update for you. So I'm going to tell you the results of the CT scan that I had done and the latest news that I received this morning. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Before I get started, I just wanted to tell you that the lighting's a little harsh today. It is an absolutely dismal day here, and I think how appropriate that it is spring, or just about spring, and we're expecting a snowstorm here. They are saying considerable snow, and based upon the pain that I'm feeling in my leg, I think they're right. I think it's crazy, but it is here. Okay, now on to my news. I had the CT scan done, and I have to tell you, I had an appointment for 5:45 is when the scan was scheduled. They asked me to come in about a half hour earlier. I got there a little earlier than that, and they wound up taking me in right away. I got into the place with my friend, showed her a couple of things on my phone, and was just about to start talking to her about something when they called me in. So they told her she couldn't come in this time. So they took me through this door and down this corridor, and all of a sudden I see a door at the end of the corridor that says exit. So I said to the girl, "Are you making me leave already? I just got here." Once again, nobody was home. They didn't get it. So she took me down the hall and into the changing room for the CAT scans and the MRIs. They had me change into a robe on top and put my things away and then sit down and wait. While I was waiting, about 4 other people came in, and they took them all ahead of me. And what I realized as it was happening was that they took them based upon their appointment time, even though I showed up early. So it was totally unnecessary for them to bring me in the room as early as they did, but they did. When they took me into the room with the CT scan, he had me lie down on the table and extend my arms up behind my head and then go into the machine. It was interesting because I haven't had a CAT scan done in a long time, and the ones that I've encountered before have not really felt that tight. The space, this felt tight like an MRI tight, except that of course the machine is very short, so it's not the same tunnel kind of feeling. However, that having been said, I had a moment. I had a moment when he slid me into the machine, and I had my eyes closed just to relax, and he said something, or the machine said something. I opened my eyes, and I saw the thing right above my head and had that moment of panic. It was just a moment. But it made me think that at some point in some period of time, I must have been crushed to death, because I have this reaction that is visceral when something is very close to my body or close to my head. So it was a really quick test. He did tell me that she would not have the results today, and today of course was my appointment. So I was trying to figure out what exactly was going to happen at today's appointment, since she did not have the results of the CAT scan or of the biopsy. I was getting ready for the appointment this morning, and I had already started to put my makeup on, and I got a phone call, and the phone call was from her. And when I heard her voice on the phone, I thought, oh, I wonder if this is bad news, because I had the appointment and she was calling. The office wasn't calling me. So what she said to me was, in fact, that she did not have the results of the biopsy yet, and then she explained to me how the process was going to work. She said they did have the information already that there were neoplastic cells, which told them that they were in the tumor, so they were in the right place. but it couldn't tell her any more than that. And what they have to do at this point is they have to apparently mix the cells or samples or however that works with different color dyes. And what she told me was, depending upon what the mass is made of, what type of tumor, that would react differently with the dyes. So that would tell them what it was exactly in there. She did tell me the good news was, even though they didn't have the report finished for the CT scan, that by seeing the pictures of the scan, it was negative and everything was perfectly fine. I am very grateful for that. I expected that because I felt nothing, but I'm grateful to have it be fact. And I have to tell you, I'm grateful to all of you because I so believe in the power of prayer, and I think that all the prayers that have gone out for me have made a difference. She canceled the surgery for now, and she put it on hold, because what she said to me was they really needed to determine exactly what it was, and then they needed to determine the best way to treat it. Was it going to be simply surgery, or was it going to be a combination of surgery and radiation? Because I'm assuming I'm extrapolating from what she said, that because of the size of it, they need to see if they need to shrink it to make the surgery easier, because of all the things, all of the organs and the arteries and the nerves and all of that are affected by the size of this tumor. So listening to everything she had to say, I said to her, would it be too early to feel encouraged by this and to feel that this could be really good news? Am I premature in thinking that? And she said, no. She said, it looks good. She said, with the CT clean, and it does look as if there is nothing else involved, that it is self-contained, that it is in the soft tissue. That looked good. And I said, is it possible at this point that it could be a benign tumor? And she said, yes, it's possible. She said, we will know next week. So what is going to happen next is that she's away for a couple of days because she's going to be at a conference, and she will not be out in Comac next week at all. So we scheduled an appointment for the week after at her office. In the meanwhile, she told me she would be having a meeting next Wednesday with all of the modalities that were involved with this, and she would be talking to the radiologist, the pathologist, another surgeon, and anybody else who can help her determine the best method for then treating this thing. But it looked as if it was going to be removal, and that was it. I will continue praying. I will ask you to continue praying, but so far it is the absolute best news I could have received. And what I'm also taking from this is, by her canceling the surgery that she was so intent on doing very quickly, it has to mean that she's really not worried about my long-term health being affected by delaying it until we find out the best course of action. So all of that is really good news, and I am thrilled at this point. I could not be happier. And I have to tell you, there are some very, very definite lessons in this for me. One is that my son is a heck of a lot smarter than I am, and his message about not worrying about it until there's something to worry about. How much angst could I have saved myself? How many sleepless nights, how many heart-racing moments, stomach-turning, jumping moments could I have saved myself by just letting it take its course and taking it one step at a time, as I was so wisely told. And again, I think there's another lesson in all of it for all of us if we choose to pay attention. Well, there are a few. Number one, by God, pay attention to your body. Do, it's like, do what I say, don't do what I do. I don't think I'll ever do that again. If there is anything that I have learned as a very quick and very significant lesson, is pay attention to your body. If your body is telling you something, act on it. Find out about it. Do not put things off. It can make a huge difference. I think a big lesson for me is that sometimes you have to go to a place that feels like the depths of hell to get to something wonderful on the other side. And once again, I don't want to be precipitous in this because we don't have a definitive answer, but I'm feeling like it's going to be good at this point. And I think you have to know sometimes when your life is so wrong and so painful and so in a terrible place, you may need to visit that place to appreciate where you're going when you get out of it, and to really appreciate what you have when you get out of it. For me, my plan is to keep on doing what I'm doing, both at work and here. I really think I do have a mission here. I really do think that there's a message that I need to carry and hopefully help other people out there with it as I learn things and I bring you along with me for the ride. I will also say, for anybody who is facing any kind of a devastating health crisis with a prognosis that looks horrible, I am going to link to a video down below of somebody who I watched just very recently. This is a young man, 25 years old, who faced a devastating cancer, and his ride as he took everybody along. And if this does not give you motivation, I don't know what will. He does not need me to send anybody to his channel. He's got well over 1 million subscribers. He is a travel vlogger, and I think he is absolutely wonderful in his candor and taking you to what look like dark places. Watch his video. I think it's beneficial for everybody. On that note, I think we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming, at least for now. And I do have a couple of products I'm going to be bringing to you. I want to do product reviews for you on 2 products that have been sent to me by companies. So I will be doing that hopefully in the next few days as life gets back to some semblance of order in my house. And I also will share with you what makeup I have today. Today's makeup is just very simple. I did the Physicians Formula Cushion Foundation. I did it in the shade of beige. I'm running out of it, and that's the only thing that bothers me about this. It doesn't hold enough, and it makes me crazy to have to replace it all the time. I sometimes think that the more expensive ones wind up being cheaper in the end, but that's another story. Eye makeup today, and let me come in close so you can really see it. It is strictly the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean. I will put all the information down below. It is, the colors I used today were very simple. I did the Bones for my transition color. It's a taupey shade. I then did this Shiver Me is a really, really pretty pale shade that I put on my mobile lids. I then did a combination of Silent Mary and Lost at Sea, which is more of a gray. This is kind of a taupey gray, and this is a gray. Mixed them together, and I did that over here. At the end, I did Cursed. Cursed is kind of a black with a tiny little bits of flecks, reflective flecks, very little bit. And that was essentially it. Under my eye for the line, I did Starry Night, the blue, trying to bring a little some color into it. For the little bit of a line that I did, the line basically was done with the Cursed black color. And I have the Lorac pencil that I did a tiny bit just up in the corner of the lid. I also did, for the mascara today, this is just the Max Wild, Wet n Wild Volume. Max Volume, take a look at it. I'm very, very impressed with this. I think once again, for a $5 mascara, this is good stuff. So I will definitely buy another one of this, and I will use it. For my highlighter today, I went back to my, I think it's called Karma. It's the Stila Compact. This is the one. All the other stuff is my usual. This is it. As you can see, there's a major dent in it, but it gives me really good, it's called Kitten. I knew it was either Kitten Karma, but Kitten Karma is the other thing, the Stila Magnificent Metals for the eyes. And this one is just called Kitten. It is Heaven's Hue highlighter, and it's sort of a pinky toned highlight. I like it a lot. For my lip, I just did, remember I bought all those really inexpensive RK pencils, perfect precision pencils that I paid $1 for, or 98 cents. This is the latest one that I had gotten from them, and it's a very dark color that I don't wear a lot. It's kind of almost like a chocolatey color. I just lined a little bit, and then I did my favorite lipstick that I've talked about so many times that it's probably making you sick by now. It's unfortunately the one that's no longer available. I don't know where I put it. It's the Laura Geller. This is the, here it is. This is the Laura Geller lipstick in the Love Me Do, the lip crayon. And I absolutely love it. It is my favorite for neutral for me. And that's about all there is. So I'm trying to get back to the essence of who I am and to let my life be about life, not about the issue that I've been facing. So I wanted to share it with you because you've gone through so much with me. And let's keep our fingers crossed and keep those prayers coming that the biopsy results are the best possible result. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. For me, my leg is in terrible pain still because whatever happened during the biopsy definitely impacted on that whole nerve thing on the left side of my leg. But I don't care. I have to go do some food shopping because we're expecting a major snow. And I am fine with it. I don't care what the world chooses to do at this point. I have a place in it. And that's exciting to me. And as I told my son, he is on the verge of what I feel is going to be huge success. And I have been with him during periods of his life where he too has had to experience those really difficult places. And by the way, he learned some incredible life lessons through his dark places. And one of them that he shared with me and is beginning to become extremely meaningful for me is that your life is not your stuff. Your life is not your success. Your life is none of those things. It's your life, and don't focus on the other stuff so much that you miss having your life. I think he's absolutely right. So the point of what I was telling you about David was that being in the wonderful place that he's in now, I told him, I don't want to leave now. I have been through so much of the transition kind of time, and the times that were tougher, and the times when a parent worries no matter what. And now it's all looking wonderful, and I want to live in that reflected glory and just love watching him be all that he can be. So for me, I'm excited. Okay, that's it, I promise. Except to tell you that today's wig is the Raquel Welch Crowd Pleaser, and this one was in Biscuit. And it's just about time for me to get this thing washed. And now that I'm not going to have to rush into the hospital, I shall do that. I have 3 or 4 wigs that need to get their grooming as well. So whatever road I'm on now, I am good with it. The change that I am definitely going to be facing shortly, I am embracing it. I'm even looking forward to it on some level, so it's all good. Take care. I'll see you very soon. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Have a wonderful day. Love you all.